Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that's going to let you make one super easily. And then you can distribute it everywhere and even earn money doing this. All in one place. And it's free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters. Here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and even edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else podcasts are heard.
Ever since we discovered Spotify for Podcasters, it's been really great. Really get the people involved and ask questions and get ideas for new podcasts. So it's really helped us. And, I highly recommend you give it a try. So download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started.
They fooled me, we can't get fooled again.
In Dallas, Texas, 3 shots were fired at President Kennedy's motorcade in downtown Dallas.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
Because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got. If you don't like what we tell you to believe in, we'll kill you.
All right, kids. Listen.
Don't
Podcast
listen to this.
if you're not of age.
What's of age?
This is 18 and up. Look, we're a bunch of dudes, and we're going to say some really bad words. And probably some things that might offend you. But
Don't listen to this.
can't wait till you listen.
Yeah, don't
If
do
you're
it.
18 and up.
Don't do it.
If you're 18 and up.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Conspiracy Podcast.
Thanks for joining us again for another lovely Tuesday. Not for us, but for you.
It's going to be a good one.
That's right. Eric, Sean, Jorge, we're
It's
your
us.
hosts.
What up?
We did a poll, and this one was the most voted on one. And, asketh, and you shall receiveth from us.
And if you're not following us on social media, you got to do that so you can participate in these surveys.
You're not allowed to listen unless you're following us.
And we really appreciate a lot of the ideas that come in. A lot of these are based on ideas from people emailing us, messaging us, things like that. So I really, really dig when people email us or message us or whatever. It's really important.
It's also we want to get you guys involved, and it kind of makes you. We want you to be a part of this too.
We get some good episode ideas from you guys, but also some good feedback of
that's
maybe
right.
we went a little too far here or whatever.
Exactly.
But keep it coming.
Yeah.
I know. I think one of the guys called us. Just a shout out to the review for where bro misogyny.
Yeah, bro misogyny.
And I think we're pretty pro women here. I mean,
I know. I don't understand.
I don't get that one.
Yeah, I don't understand that one.
Anyways,
Haters.
It's funny how you guys sometimes will misinterpret it, like with the flat Earth. We got a lot of flack for that. We're like, we weren't on that side.
we were just telling what happened. This is how the guy did an experiment. I'm sorry.
And just to remind, maybe for new listeners, the point of this is that we are all friends, but we all come from different backgrounds. We come from different parts of the country.
Some of us are Eagle Scouts.
Some of us.
Yeah.
Some of us are failed scientists.
So the idea was to take these famous stories that we all hear and we debate about and actually go, what is this story beginning to end? And then decide what we think about them and if they're legitimate or not.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, we're not we're not advocates for anything. We're just talking about
Yes,
it. And then
exactly.
giving our opinions.
Exactly. All right, and then last thing, just before we get rolling, please bear with us. We are getting lots and lots of emails, and so sometimes it takes a couple days to reply. So just don't rage at us.
Yeah, we're not like
Ignoring
We
you.
also have jobs.
Yeah, what's up, kids? We have kids and stuff and wives. Sorry.
All right, there you go.
All right, so we're gonna dive right in. So this is a QAnon and the whole PizzaGate.
Yeah. Now, forgive me. I know nothing about this.
Good.
Yeah.
I don't even know what
I know
it
a
stands
little bit.
for.
What?
I don't even know what QAnon stands for.
So we're gonna get into that.
Okay, quick. Yeah.
So I wanted to give a quick overview of QAnon itself, and it's really confusing, and it's an extraordinary. What's that word? Polarizing topic. So it's all of the info that this was the worst research I've ever had to do.
Really?
It's so there is no middle ground. It's like
two extremes.
It's two massive extremes, the utmost like fanatical extremes, and it's you're doing research, and it's the whole 70% of the information is one side or the other bashing the other side.
Really?
And, it's terrible. So just please, God, bear with me. I did my best.
Okay.
To try to give you a nonpartisan view on.
Yeah.
on
Okay.
QAnon.
Okay. I dig it too.
All right, so first things first, QAnon is actually a political conspiracy theory and political movement, which is weird because QAnon itself is a conspiracy theory. So it centers around various claims that are made by anonymous individuals, where that's what the Anon is. And then these individuals are known as Q. So those claims are pretty much been developed and relayed on these online communities and online influencers. And the main tenet or core belief, I guess, is that a cabal of satanic, cannibalistic child molesters are operating a global child sex trafficking ring.
Holy crap.
And AKA like cabal to, control the earth.
Yeah. Okay, so do me a favor and dumb that down for me.
A group of powerful people that are in control, and they're
they also are
trying to take over the world.
Sexual deviants.
Yes, and they're doing satanic rituals and things of that sort. So that's kind of like, I guess, the main base system. There's a lot more, which we'll get into later. But so it also gets into the political sphere a lot. That's a big part of Q. So they, followers believe that the Trump administration secretly fought this cabal of pedophiles, and that, there was going to be arrests and, executions of these members, and they call it the storm or the event. I don't know if you like when this whole QAnon thing was big back in 2017, 2018, and then 2020, obviously the election.
That's when I kind of
and they're like the
it
storm,
got on my radar.
the storm's coming and all that shit.
For just to clear it up, what's cabal mean?
A cabal, it's like imagine like a giant evil organization set to control the world.
Okay.
That's in essence what a cabal is.
Okay.
So.
But it's also like what's the word? Like we don't know who it is. Like,
secretive,
Yeah,
highly
secretive.
highly
Okay.
secretive,
Yeah,
highly
yeah.
secretive. Yes,
Yeah.
very true.
Yeah.
QAnon folks, we'll just call them folks. I don't know what to say. Believers.
What do you say? Like QAnonians?
Acolytes.
QAnonians?
I don't know what to say. It's so weird. So QAnon.
Maybe we should go on the message board and ask what they prefer to be
I'm
called.
afraid to go on the message boards. I don't want to.
You go down a rabbit
I'm
hole
not
and-
good at being anonymous. I can't do it. It's too hard.
QAnonians.
QAnonies.
QAnonin.
Q9s. They named a bunch of Democratic politicians, Hollywood actors, high-ranking government officials, business tycoons, medical people as members of this so-called cabal.
Sorry, I'm going to back up here.
Hmm?
First off, Q. What do we...
I will get into.
Oh, you will.
I will
what
get into
that
where
means?
the Q itself originated.
Yeah, okay.
But that's the people are called, the individuals themselves are known as Q.
Okay.
And then they'll.
Maybe it's John Q. Pup. Anyways.
I will get it. I will get into why the Q.
Yeah.
Because there is a reason for specifically the Q.
What's our famous line? You might talk about this later.
Yeah.
But
You probably already
you're
said
probably
it.
going to bring this up in a bit, maybe.
I know you already told me, but
I don't know if you're going to bring this up later, but...
Wait, what the fuck are we doing? It's PAnon, right?
Okay, so this group said that these people...
There's a bunch of and that's where it gets political because, as you'll see, the QAnon thing is predominantly from a far right wing, like
sure.
radical right wing perspective in terms of political belief systems.
Yeah.
So
But they're just naming names.
yeah,
That's what you're saying, right?
yeah, they're
Like,
naming
just-
politicians and actors,
they're
and
just
But they would also just drop like information that is gonna happen, and then it turns out to happen, right?
a lot of things didn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay,
too.
but
So there's like
some of them did, and then that like kind of fuels even more.
Some
It's like,
things
oh,
do,
shit.
especially when one thing does happen. People are like, I told you.
and then it like solidifies the whole Q. movement.
What would happen is things wouldn't happen. They'd be like, see, it's all part of the plan.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what the fuck?
What is it? The famous boomer statement? A clock is right twice the day.
Twice a day.
Fucking broken clocks twice a day, brother. Like, so the QAnon also claimed that Trump stimulated the conspiracy of Russian interference in 2016 in the presidential election in order to get Robert Mueller to join him in kind of exposing the sex trafficking ring and then prevent a coup d'etat by Obama, Clinton, and Soros. And one of the things, and I'm going to read this, but I literally highlighted it just because I personally think this thing is bullshit.
Okay.
So QAnon is described as anti-Semitic or rooted in anti-Semitic troops because Its fixation on Jewish financier George Soros and conspiracy theories about the Rothschild family because they're Jews. And I'm like, I swear to God, I didn't even know they were Jewish. Yeah. I should have made that like with the name, but I was like, I had no idea they were Jewish. Does that make me anti-Semitic? Because I had no idea they were Jewish.
Yes,
I thought they were like Austrian or something. I don't know. I had no idea.
One day we got to do something on this George Soros guy because he always comes up on all kinds of.
Soros is always involved in this kind of
stuff.
stuff.
Soros is the new Rockefeller, right?
But
I know, but he's close.
He's like always behind the curtain, but also always in front of like everything. Yeah. Like his name always comes up.
He does always come up. We'll do it. We'll pencil that in for a later episode.
I'm terrified of doing people still alive. I'm going to be honest.
You were terrified. You're still
terrified of doing stuff that people are alive.
Well, George Soros is like 95 years old.
He's still terrified that Suge Knight is coming after him.
I'm not even kidding. I texted Jorge. I said, hey, we can't post this.
Yeah.
Suge's coming.
Suge's going to be out of jail in 12 years. He's coming.
He's going to remember. He's like, Eric, I'm fine.
Yes.
He's like, look, I'm moving to Florida.
He's just going to show up in your office one day. You're going to fucking shit your pants.
No, it's going to be Suge and OJ. Yeah. They're going to fucking. Can you imagine? It's like my worst nightmare. God damn it.
Fucking the Expendables 8. Suge Knight and OJ. All the main villains. There's got to be somebody else in there. Courtney Love. Is
Oh my God. Holy shit. And like Eric's got like a suicide note written in like 18 different fonts. So QAnon does have origins and older conspiracy theories, but the first post by Q was in October 2017.
Okay.
And this is on 4chan. So 4chan is pretty much an anonymous posting board, so people can put up a new board topic and then you can anonymously post.
Like Reddit though, or is it on like a
from what I know, it's
dark web shit?
It's the old forum. I don't know if you remember the early 2000s chat boards were these forums.
Oh yeah,
exactly. It's like a really rudimentary version of Reddit.
Okay.
Reddit's like I love Reddit. It's the shit.
Yeah.
This is like predating Reddit. Q claimed to be a high-level government official with Q clearance.
Oh, okay.
So that's where the Q came from. So we had Q clearance. And then I will get into specifically what Q clearance is. Pretty much, this person claimed to have access to classified information about the Trump administration, about its opponents. And then after 4chan, Q moved to 8chan, which is a similar thing, which is
another forum.
Another chat board or whatever.
And then 8chan became Q's home for what they called the drops or Q drops. And that's where they would post the cryptic things. So people thought it was code and, like this whole thing.
It's interesting. It reminds me of the Watergate story where you have an inside government official, which was codenamed Deep Throat, right? And he would feed the reporters. They would meet in that underground parking garage and they would feed him intel.
Yeah.
And then later on it found out that it was a ranking. I'm not saying this is the same.
No, but it's very similar.
Sounds like the same. Yeah, without
similar.
internet.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, before you could actually
be anonymous.
I know, right? They're like, don't look at my face.
Yeah. Now it's like a 400-pound dude with Cheetos and
he's like, trust me, I'm a secret agent. So obviously it became super viral phenomenon, and then
people would repost it on Twitter.
Oh, dude, it became huge. It became massive, and then it kind of died down. So the way that it really began, it kind of started with PizzaGate. And so PizzaGate was before the original Q post. In March 2016, a guy named John Podesta, who was Hillary's campaign runner, he ran Hillary's campaign. His email account got hacked. They did like a phishing attack, and they hacked his shit. And so then WikiLeaks published all of his emails, and this was in November 2016. And they believe that these emails contain coded messages connecting a lot of high-level Democratic Party officials, pretty much code relating human and child sex trafficking to like
ordering
these
pizza.
Pizza's restaurants. One specific one in DC that was called the Comet Ping Pong Pizzeria. That's like the main one. And I've seen a lot of these emails. Some of them, it would just be, it's not, hey dude, I want some pizza, I'm hungry. It'd be like, we want to order, we have some friends coming in, we want to order 2 pizzas, one specifically, no pepperoni. And it would just be like really awkward. And like, why would you talk about pizza? Yeah, like why the fuck would you talk about pizza like that?
Also, I don't know about you, but corporately, I have never emailed about that.
Not a singular time.
Hey, bro, you want to get a pizza? Via email.
Never.
With a coworker.
Not a one time ever.
Strange.
So I think that's what really fueled it is, why are you talking about pizza like this?
Right.
It'd be weird orders. They'd be for 4 people and they get like 8 pizzas. And like, what do you need? Like, what? Why? Who's eating these pizzas? Like, why do you need so many pizzas? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm having a party at 3. Can you bring me 52 pizzas?
I know.
It's like some weird shit.
It would be really. That's why it became a big thing. And so that was kind of the start. And then obviously PizzaGate got really big. It was a huge thing. People were protesting. People would be like hashtag save the children and all these things. It's vehemently denied. And then there was actually a lot of criminal activity that happened against this pizzeria. People would go there, break in.
Pizza Comet?
Yeah. Ping pong pizza. And so that guy's business got fucking ruined.
Yeah.
But it was pretty sketchy. And we'll actually put it up on.
Yeah.
We'll put it up.
There you go.
On our Patreon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
But it's like an email of, Dear John, Friday I would like Hawaiian pizza for 1.
Yeah, it was like very specific. And
yeah,
like,
it'd be like really,
oh.
really specific. Like, okay, and the person's, oh yeah, I know just what you need or something. That'd be like the response.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah, I get it.
It's super sketch. It's really awkward.
Yeah.
It's shitty code. It's like the worst possible code.
Yeah. There's not a lot on PizzaGate.
There's really not. And when you try to find more on it, pretty much the internet just is pretty much bitching at you for even considering looking it up.
But I mean, it was
also
a
another
pizza
thing, by the
place.
way, on both of these two things, because a lot happened in 2016, 2017, that whole time that we just went over the whole thing, but everything was considered fake news around that, subject. So
everything, yeah.
So one of the things that happened is also, I remember Google started suppressing anything that had blogged about it. And so you try to research and you can't find anything.
Literally, if you look, I'm telling you, like, go multiple pages deep, and it's just every major news outlet saying you're an idiot for even trying to look at this up.
Oh yeah, they'll rank them, but like any other little blog, they're like fucking shit on them.
No, dude, it's just
it.
like everything. I had watched a couple documentaries, a couple weird fringe documentaries. I know some about it, but you're not getting anything.
Yeah.
It's pretty much saying how people who think this are stupid and they're crazy and they're psychos and you can't trust them.
But so essentially, PizzaGate there's a code system that was set up
in DC
and a pizza location where you pick and like. Was there a basement or was there?
There's
all sorts of stuff there?
There's a basement there, and that's what they were saying that things were happening in the basement or various locked storage areas that were inside of the pizza joint.
I get you.
So saying you would go there, and that's when you
pick up your pizza.
That's where
quote unquote.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's where you would go to get your pizza.
I see. And there's like all those people that you named, pictures on the walls.
Correct.
Like they've all been there.
They've all been there,
and
that's how it got linked because they've all been there and they've known to have been there.
Right.
And that's how it originated.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So, I mean, obviously, the thing that sucks, the only data that we have are John Podesta's emails, which are in and of themselves are just weird.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if I can jump to that conclusion that that's what they were doing, but I can say that those emails are weird.
Yeah.
And they don't make sense. And it's not how normal humans communicate, especially the people that are supposed to be leading your country. No one talks like that. It's just no one would communicate like that.
I wonder if they've ever done an interview saying why.
I guarantee
or they just ordered pizzas, or they just said we're not going to talk about this.
I guarantee they haven't.
Yeah,
guarantee it. Yeah, I promise you they haven't. Actually,
yeah. I mean, the emails were kind of like, let's say we're talking about some office shit, right? And it's like, we're gonna get some whatever, I don't know, furniture delivered. And by the way, I ordered 3 pizzas. Like what?
On the side.
Like your 3 pizzas are gonna be here on Tuesday. It was like a pizza appointment and all this shit.
In essence, obviously, like I said, anon just means anonymous. That's really the basic thing on that. Pretty much, Q was preceded by these so-called anons who started it. So the Q came after the anons, and then Q obviously claimed to have like this government insider access. And then even before that, so in 2016 in July, there was an anonymous poster named FBI Anon. I know it's so ridiculous.
Yes. My username is going to be FBI Agent John.
Anon.
John Anon.
Trust me, I work there.
So he claimed,
give me a break.
Trust me.
So dumb. Trust me.
He claimed to be a high-level analyst and strategist at the FBI, and he had intimate knowledge of the inner workings of the Clinton case. So he began posting information.
The leaked email case, is that what you mean?
Yeah. This was having to do with the whole thing that happened with Hillary Clinton and pretty much her email server. How she had 26 or 28,000 emails that were on her own private server that she was not supposed to have, but obviously nothing happened.
Yeah.
Because she deleted all of them.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't have anything. And well, what? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Didn't they impeach Trump for having a box in his
They
garage?
literally, and
Something like that, right?
and technically they tried to impeach him, but they were declassified at that point.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
We're not going to get into that. Jesus Christ.
Man, if I was president, I wouldn't at any point would I say,
Bring this to my house.
Stephanie, put this in my garage.
I know, it's like, no.
Bring
Never.
the whole pallet of
Ever.
boxes over and
Ever.
just like fucking scatter them everywhere. No.
I wouldn't even sign shit.
Nope. Not on me.
Nope. They're
Somebody
like,
else
sir,
said this.
this is the entire budget for next year. We need your signature.
I can't do it.
Nope. Get the Veep in here.
I'm on vacation.
Nope. Sorry.
So they began posting information about this investigation in 2016, and there was an investigation into the Clinton Foundation, and then there was claims that Hillary Clinton was going to be imprisoned once Trump became president, and then there was another. At that time,
They're
there was
predicting. They're trying to predict. It's Nostradamus.
Yeah.
In new form.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like, clock's right 2 times
Yes.
a day. It's like a prediction's right 1 in a million times.
I get it.
So then there was another one, HLI Anon, high level insider Anon. So they hosted a long Q&A about various conspiracy theories. Some of these are insane. Princess Diana was murdered after trying to stop September 11th attacks.
What the? No way.
Dude, I trust Brett. And then
Okay, first off, that doesn't make sense.
I know it doesn't at all. I don't.
If you listen to our Princess Diana episode, you know she died in the mid-90s.
I know.
Yeah.
9/11 happened
2001.
much later.
2001. I know.
Yeah,
That's why I'm
okay.
saying some of this shit's ridiculous.
Yeah, okay. You believe this? Just fucking with you. Why would you write this, Sean?
I'll get into it. So then after the 2016 election happened and Trump got elected, there was more posters. So there was CIA Anon. And then there was CIA intern.
There you go. There you go.
So they claim to be high-ranking CIA officers. I'm like, I love CIA intern. I'm a high-ranking. But you're literally an intern. Like, what the fuck?
That's the terrifying part about the internet.
It's anybody can be anybody.
There's no, you can.
I just assume everything is false news.
I know.
Fake news.
But then there's another one, White House insider Anon, and they offered, in essence, previews of things that were gonna go down regarding leaks that would affect the Democratic Party. So you can see how shit started to kind of spiral out of control. And that's the only thing about this. While some of the things may be good points, I could go on there right now and be like, fucking President Anon. I'm like, I could just say anything. The fuck?
So there's good side and bad.
What's the good side?
Well, the good side and the bad on this is, I got to talk about freedom of speech and living in the U.S.
All right, sure.
Of course.
Okay, we can do whatever we want.
You should, yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
We literally, us three, let's just take us three. We started a podcast called The Conspiracy Podcast.
And we haven't been killed yet.
The most
talk shit for hours.
The most unoriginal podcast name that you could ever come up with.
Wasn't taken.
Yeah, we bought the domain, and we are able to talk about whatever we want without yet being disposed of.
True.
Yeah.
Pretty rad.
Yeah.
Pretty rad. Yeah, pretty rad.
It's pretty dope.
And I'm not saying we're really making any money, but I'm just saying we can pretty much do what we want.
Yeah,
true. And we can say what we want. Some of these episodes we've gotten real wild on. And we can say what we want.
Yeah, we're cool.
I mean, I think that's the greatest, one of the beauties of this country. But now I feel, that's becoming far different. Because
it's going to the extreme of it?
No, not even that. It's because now it's you really can't say anything that hurts people's feelings anymore. Mm-hmm. Because then that's hate speech. I understand certain things for sure. Say a whole race of people shouldn't exist. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't be saying that. But saying something that I personally believe in, not in like a shitty or malicious way, why does it matter? Why? Yeah. Just because it upsets you, I'm not saying it to upset you. I'm sorry that you feel upset by what I'm saying, but why should that matter?
Right.
Yeah.
But now I feel like it's getting to a point where it's like,
Do you believe in unwithheld, unrestricted say what you want?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because if you close the door on
if you want
if you close the door on anything, you're closing the door on
No, that's what I'm saying.
a lot of things.
I think because here's the thing. Who am I or who is anyone, who is the government to stall what someone believes in, even if what they believe in, the vast majority of humanity
Even if
doesn't agree. Like, even if someone's like, "Oh, I hate all black people," I'm
Even if
I'm
you think the Earth is
African-American.
flat, like
Yeah,
you
like
can still talk about it.
But like, why? What gives me the right to say what they believe in is wrong? I don't have that right.
Sure.
It's
Right.
an individual thing, and I think individuals should be allowed to express their own personal beliefs because it goes, like I said, Eric said, you close the door opposite way. Let's say then they're like, well,
Don't say anything bad about the establishment.
well, you can't say anything. Or it's like,
Right.
we decided that, what you believe in and everyone that believes the same thing you believe in is wrong. And so now you can't say shit. So it opens the door to start chipping away. And I feel like it'll be a long-term process, but soon it'll be fucking China. It's like, what did you say about the Communist Party, bro?
Yeah.
Jack Ma.
Yeah, you go
You're
miss-
super rich. Okay, you disappear for 2 months, motherfucker. Like, you come back and you're
like,
like
it doesn't matter
groveling.
who you are
Sorry,
at
Xi
that
Jinping.
point.
I'm sorry, sir.
It kind of just leads down the path of losing your rights.
Exactly.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's the good part. The
Yeah,
bad
that's the
part,
part.
is what?
The bad part
turns
is-
into
is-
fake news and
well,
turns
and-
into propaganda.
Yeah,
and,
and the technology that we are coming upon is AI, CGI.
I don't
that's
agree.
a good point.
Fake, deep fakes.
Well, see,
Yes.
I think that
terrifying.
I think that
if
shit's
Drake
different.
can get a fucking Grammy,
I know,
AI
off a fake song. I know, like,
what the hell, man? Nobody has a chance.
No, see, my
Isn't
thing
it
is
crazy?
like
Yeah.
that to me doesn't follow under free speech because it's not you're saying something as a different person, which isn't you. As an individual, you should be able to say whatever you want. But
Yeah,
but if I create some AI face of somebody else and then say things as them,
Yeah.
that's not cool. You
But
can't do that.
in the concept of full freedom. I'm not saying full freedom's great. I'm not saying
No, there's no such
But-
thing as full. I'm just saying, like,
but I'm saying-
we were talking about
I'm-
freedom of speech,
freedom
not
of
full,
speech.
full
Freedom of
freedom of
speech.
everything.
Yeah,
okay,
What the
yeah,
hell-
yeah.
whatever
No,
you want to.
Freedom of speech to me is an
know?
individual thing.
Right,
You shouldn't
right.
be able to copy someone's likeness and say something for them.
Yeah. I
Because you're
see.
not them. If you want to say it, you can say whatever the fuck you want.
identity theft is
It's
not
not-
freedom of speech.
No, because
Exactly.
you're speaking as another human.
Okay,
It's not you.
Okay.
It's not like freedom of speech as Eric.
Yeah.
It's
like, hello, I'm Sean.
I know. It's like, doesn't work that way. So
I have a Tundra out in the car in the parking lot. It's mine now.
It's mine. It's like, I don't want the Tacoma. I want the Tacoma. So back on topic.
Yeah.
A 4chan user named Q Clarence Patriot. He was the first Q. So Q Clarence Patriot first appeared on the boards in October 28th, 2017.
Okay.
And he posted a thread, and it was called "Calm Before the Storm." This is where the storm
yeah.
comes into play. So
This was 17. Okay.
yeah, so that
Shit.
and
I mean, honestly, it was the calm before the storm.
True.
dude,
From 2017 to
2020.
2022.
Oh my god.
Even now,
Probably
yeah.
probably. I mean,
So
I'm not saying I'm on board. I don't even know what he's going to say.
no,
next.
no, no.
I don't know. I
You're
haven't
like, he
seen his-
predicted it. That's
yeah,
it.
I haven't seen his research, so I have no idea what he's going to say. I'm just saying.
You just
Alright, sorry.
made
A
made
commentary.
Eric a believer.
I didn't even say anything. I'm like, the storm. He's like, Eric's like, okay.
That's it.
Okay.
The
He's
first,
like, I was calm and now I'm storming.
the first conspiracy I go with. This one.
I know, right? Out of all of them, Eric's like, I'm in. He's like, where do I join 4chan? Like, the storm became code for, in essence, trying to predict events and things that would happen, arrests, imprisonments,
draining the swamp and-
kind of all that shit.
Did he name names, or was it a bunch of?
We will get into
of
the names.
Funny.
We'll get into some of the names, some of the main ones that were talked about. This implied that he had the Q clearance. So Q clearance Patriot. Q clearance is actually it's a Department of Energy security clearance that's required to access top secret information regarding nuclear weapons and materials.
Wow.
So that's what specifically what Q clearance is.
Okay.
So Q's first post said that Hillary Clinton was going to be arrested, and that would cause massive unrest, and then there'd be a number of other arrests happening. And then a few hours later, he makes another post saying Clinton was being detained, though not arrested yet. And then Trump was going to remove the criminal rogue elements.
Okay.
It pretty much saying this is like alluding to George Soros, Huma Abedin, who's another politician, and think Operation Mockingbird. So
Okay.
what Operation Mockingbird was, so allegedly it was a large-scale program in the CIA that was in the early kind of Cold War days. So where they attempted to manipulate domestic news and media organizations.
Okay.
Pretty much for propaganda purposes.
Gotcha. Yeah,
So they're using the media as a propaganda tool, like Goebbels. They're like doing like
Yeah.
He's
like
not lying.
Joseph Goebbels
Yeah.
level.
Remember?
I actually believe in that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, 100%.
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
I bet if we did a survey on that one, that would be.
Oh, dude, it's
Like,
you know
you go watch CNN, you get one story. You go
Dude,
watch Fox,
one-
you get the opposite story, and
one of-
everybody's like just throwing shit at each other.
one of my favorite things during the 2020 issue. It was like on CNN, and the guy's like, the protests are mostly peaceful. And they're like,
Yeah.
literally behind
Yeah.
it, like the buildings are on fire. And there's like a raging like fire in the back. He's like, it's mostly peaceful.
Nothing to see here, folks.
The building is on
Yeah.
fire behind him.
Oh,
Like, what
it's
the-
ridiculous.
Or the other one that I think Rogan showed it where it's 50 news channels saying the same thing.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, the exact same
It's
thing.
like everybody has
Yeah.
the same script.
Same thing.
Well, they're all, it's like,
It's all an umbrella of you. It might just be that they don't have content, and that's how they distribute the content.
no, it's also, but you look,
you know?
in
Yeah,
terms
but
of,
then,
in
like,
terms
they're
of,
reading the same script. It's another thing to be like, hey, this is kind of the topic of what's going
yeah,
on.
like change like 2 words. Come on, change anything. Change a word.
Yeah.
Just say it like a slightly, just switch up the order that you say it in. Come on.
Honestly, you know what we should do is we should try to manipulate the news. We should try it one time. Just see what happens. Something very small, very silly, but we should see if we can create news from nothing.
Yeah.
It'd be
It's
an
like-
interesting
have you-
experiment.
have you
wouldn't
seen
it?
it? Have
You
seen
just
the-
made me think of, I think I told you guys about July 4th. I was at the parade and I got interviewed by the media.
Okay.
I forgot exactly what they were asking me, but, about the country and it was
Yeah.
kind of like a little bit of like, okay, patriotism, this and that.
Sure.
Then I see this shit on the news
TV.
and then they just turn it around on how I was, unhappy about the war and this
What?
and that. Yeah, they literally just took. They
All of a sudden you're like a
edited
Vietnam
certain
vet?
words to make a new sentence of what I was
Wow,
saying. So that's
see?
They definitely
I know,
fucking
I
manipulate
know.
to just tell their own story.
Yeah. I mean, I do that in the editing of this podcast.
It's like, make Eric sound great, make Jorge and Sean sound like shit.
Yeah.
Make Eric great again.
Miga. Miga.
Miga.
Q's activity really started surging in that November, and then more posts expanding upon the Hillary Clinton thing, other conspiracy theories, including Obama and Saudi Arabia, Iran, and all these different kind of categories that were really hot at the moment. And so followers became like fanatics, and they started analyzing every post, and they're trying to find more deeper underlying info in each post.
It's also like you said, there were a lot of right wingers and mostly Trump, fans. And
Extremists.
they're
Extremists.
like
Yeah.
most. I don't know about most, but a lot of Trump fans
Are
are
like
like
so
extreme.
diehard.
and so it was like fueling that whole thing too.
Yeah.
definitely.
It
And
reminds me of a long time ago where it was the person who would predict the future and they were the prophet. And everybody's like, oh, the prophet.
he's like, there's going to be rain
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah, honestly. No, and that was the primitive beginning.
I know,
was like,
like-
the medicine man. And, the witch.
I know, right? Burn him.
Yeah. There will be a full moon at the end of this month. And he just knew astronomy.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like, this guy's a fucking sorcerer.
Yeah.
So, but people, they took it a little far.
Yeah.
Like, literally one in, like, November 2017, like, Trump sipping on water from a bottle was interpreted as a secret sign that the arrests were going to happen. Like, I don't know
I remember
how
that,
you, like, make that correlation. He's like, I'm thirsty. They're like, it's happening. It's going down right now. Like,
Why?
I don't know.
Also, I think they
He's
were
emptying the
like,
swamp.
whenever.
Emptying the water.
No, I remember they were also questioning him whenever he would get on the podium and shit, and he would never really deny it. He was just kind of, but he wouldn't confirm it either.
I think that's him being, I'm going to fucking milk this
Oh, of
shit
course,
right now.
of course.
He's like, you decide. And everyone's, okay. Fucking went
true.
bananas. Like I mentioned in the beginning, QAnon, after, PizzaGate was starting to start, but they, started going further and implying there was a worldwide cabal in place. And so, early rumors by QAnon followers just started to spread, to figures such as Hillary Clinton, her daughter Chelsea, Senator John McCain, and that all these people had already been arrested and indicted. And, they were wearing monitoring bracelets at public appearances. So people are just really like looking for anything.
Yeah.
Then came...
That's super dark.
Dude, well, then it gets into the rumors of the frazzle drip. I don't know if you've heard about the frazzle drip theory.
no, never heard of
Dude.
that.
No, this sounds like a rad grapefruit juice
It's-
or something. Like,
So it's a super fucked
Yeah.
up theory that there was a snuff video that was circulating the dark web with Hillary Clinton and Huma Abedin pretty much murder a kid and then fucking drink the kid's blood and wear the kid's skin as like a face mask. Real dark shit.
Nasty shit.
I don't know how it started.
Okay, first off, I have a
I
couple
don't
questions
know.
here. Yeah.
I'm just
First
telling
off,
you what
remind me
happened.
again, who's the Huma?
She's Huma Abedin is a politician.
Okay.
Yeah, she's
Okay,
just
we're
another
out.
politician. She was involved heavily with Hillary's,
Okay.
with her campaign.
Abedin is an American political staffer who was vice chair of Hillary Clinton's 2016 campaign for president of the United States.
Okay.
Before that, she was deputy chief of staff to Clinton when she was a U.S. Secretary of State in 2009.
Yeah, so she's a big politician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And connected to Hillary. So
Okay.
now it makes a little more sense.
Yeah, okay.
Then later, there was 2 4chan moderators who their other names are hilarious. There's, it's Paul Ferber, who is known as Baruch the Scribe, which is, I might make that my fantasy name. Baruch the Scribe, I like that. And then Coleman Rogers, who is the pamphlet anon. So they worked with a YouTuber named Tracy Diaz, and they were promoting QAnon to like a much wider audience. So they're going on YouTube, and then they started to reach out this way. This is pretty much how QAnon spread. So that's why I'm going through how they spread. This is what I'm doing.
And the YouTubers, they were like, oh, hell yeah. Get some views, get some ad money. Of course, they're going to spread this out.
For sure. And then they started going to Reddit, and they were getting on various subreddits. And then pretty much they had this really big QAnon subreddit, and it got banned because, incitement of violence and posting private information. So they got shut down. And then QAnon spread to social media. So it spread to Twitter. It spread to YouTube, Facebook, all these things. And like big QAnon groups start popping up around that time. That's when they moved to 8chan from 4chan. And then...
Sorry.
From one shitty to another
I
shitty.
know, right? And then 8chan, weirdly enough, was shut down in 2019. And then it was pretty much linked to some shooting, and then they shut it down, and then it got brought back up.
Wow.
So QAnon got attention in mainstream media, not just like, these little forums and stuff. It was in November 2017. And so that's when they like really, Fox News, Sean Hannity, comedian Roseanne Barr, they were spreading pretty much QAnon on their own personal social media. So that's when they really started to pick up steam. Yeah. Then Alex Jones claimed to actually be in personal contact with Q, the original Q. And this led to like fucking like everyone's like, whoa, And then the best
Alex Jones is the dude.
InfoWars.
Yeah. No. But he's like the... No, maybe I shouldn't say
it. Because he's going to come kill you too with OJ and fucking Shook.
He's part of the Expendables 7. Yeah. No, he's kind of like the dude who, says a lot of stuff and then he got one right.
Exactly. And then it's like he got huge because of it.
Yeah.
So then...
Actually, the other day I saw something that years ago.
You
saw that? He had talked about what happened in 2020?
It's true.
That we can't say.
I know. Yeah, that's right.
So then this is... I purposely put this in here because... it's a little near and dear to us. So this led to QAnon followers being at 2018 Trump rally for the midterm elections in Tampa. And then this was the first kind of real QAnon presence.
So you were there?
No, I was not there. No, not at all. I have never been to any political rally ever in my entire life.
Yes.
I hate because you know me. I hate politics. I hate it. I fucking despise it.
It's crazy that people go.
I would never waste my time. Ever.
AKA my
No,
wife.
I mean,
My wife went to.
did she?
She went to DeSantis one.
Oh, really?
Recently.
Oh, well,
remember our wives?
it's kind of a crush thing, isn't it?
Our wives saw Kayleigh
Her and,
McEnany. Remember?
That's right.
At the Burns, wherever the fuck they went to. They saw
I found
Kayleigh
the
McEnany
picture
there?
recently, a couple months ago. Actually,
I remember they posted. That.
Maybe we should go
for just us. I don't want
to
to
the rallies.
No,
to a rally.
I don't want to go. I don't want to. Why would I waste my time?
I'd go.
I'll go.
I won't go.
All right,
Research.
we're going.
You guys have fun.
Yeah, we'll go. We gotta put some shirts on.
So-
No, that'd be crazy.
missed
We'll get media badges.
There you go. All right. All right.
Yeah.
No, you're kidding.
If we get media badges, I'll go. Yeah. If we get media badges, I'll totally go for sure. QAnon started getting accepted into like religious groups. So some Christian pastors were introducing their congregations to QAnon ideas, which is wild. I don't know how that happened.
How do you tie it?
Dude, so the Indiana-based Omega Kingdom Ministry, they tried to combine QAnon and Christianity with Q posts and Bible quotes that they would read during church services. Like, what the fuck?
Wow.
I don't know how I get how is this like religious?
Do you think he was just trying to get butts in the seats?
Probably.
I mean, but it was
how
so
do you
polarizing. So it's like you only get
I also-
50% of the people there.
I think maybe it's because of the underlying thing about it being like satanic and that. So maybe
That's
it
true.
was used to combat that.
Okay,
But
good point.
then other Christian pastors were pretty much called QAnon heresy. They're like, the fucking heretics, and we will not stand for this. Like, I just don't think it has anything to do. Like, why is it even involved?
No.
That should,
Besides that, what you just said,
that should be on your off time.
Yeah, it's like bringing politics into religion. No.
No, get the fuck out of here.
Although we would have to see all the posts. Because
true.
maybe there are a lot of Bible quotes, or I don't know.
I really don't think there is.
No.
No.
Yeah.
You mean that the Q is dropping Bible quotes?
Yeah.
No,
or like
the pastors were putting Bible
the end of
quotes.
Yeah,
days.
exactly.
How do you?
I don't know. That's
I'm
what
trying,
I'm saying.
I'm trying to justify it for them. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, well, maybe.
Look, God's into it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
God is cute.
But I don't get how you correlate, let's order a Hawaiian pizza, which equals pedophilia, to
Just
The
I
church.
guess
the church.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I just
guess,
don't get how you can tie it
I'm like
together.
trying to justify
Yeah,
it with you.
I know. There's hope.
I
There's
honestly
hope.
think maybe attendance on Sunday was a little low.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
They're
saying.
trying to-
Maybe it was
trying to
butts
pump
in
it
the-
up.
Maybe it was butts in the.
Like whatever they can, preach the gospel. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Then they started selling all the merch.
Oh.
Oh, dude, you didn't see all the
QAnon
QAnon?
merch?
Oh, the
You mean the church was? Or?
No, QAnon
Okay,
merch.
okay.
QAnon.
No,
So
they weren't.
who's
They wasn't
getting-
at like the fish fry. And
Yeah.
they're like slacking shit.
I wonder who was getting this money.
I don't know, dude. I think it was individuals because they were selling it
It was
on
probably
like
some dude.
Amazon
Yeah.
stores.
Drop
For
shipper.
sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of books. So there's a book called QAnon: An Invitation to the Great Awakening, supposedly authored by 12 QAnon followers. It was like on Amazon's bestseller list in 2019.
Really?
There was also a
Damn.
QAnon blogger named Neon Revolt. It was an alias for a guy named Robert Canero Jr.
It was an alias?
It was an alias. His real name's Robert Canero
Just
Jr.
kidding.
Neon Revolt. I don't know. Michael Jackson named his kid Blanket. So like, what do you want me to say? Like,
That's
fucking,
true.
like fucking cheeseburger in paradise. So then he wrote a book called Revolution Q: The Story of QAnon and the Second American Revolution.
Okay.
Also was selling on Amazon. So in 2020, Politico noted there was 100 titles associated with QAnon all for sale on Amazon Marketplace. So they were just
Wow.
cashing in on the golden
Sounds like
goose.
some people were milking it.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
100%.
They were just like, fuck it, let's get
As
10,000
much money,
t-shirts
let's get as
in
much
made.
money as I can.
Yeah.
You start seeing merch on like Etsy, Teespring. Also, there was various Patreon and GoFundMe pages related to the various theories. So like people were trying to get cash.
It actually makes
for
sense.
They were
because,
cashing out,
Because
yeah.
then, Jorge and I are in this space a bit, but when you see search terms and you start to see
What's trending
something
is trending.
trending.
yeah, and then you're like, wow, this is trending so much that I'm going to just buy 10,000 t-shirts.
Yeah, make some quick
Like,
cash.
Yeah.
Everybody probably at this point has heard this new trending song, Richmond, North of Richmond.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude, he's slaying.
Yeah.
But people are slaying off of it.
Everybody's selling hats and
Oh, yeah.
T-shirts and all
Yes,
kinds of shit.
yes.
So
It's
the
because
same
people are
idea.
watching the search volume.
Of course.
And
It's
you know,
it's
and
easy
then-
money.
Yeah, it's easy.
Easy money.
I mean, I made like 10 grand now.
Jorge was like, that was my Amazon store. A lot of sites starting to aggregate all the Q posts, because they're trying to get all this data, and they're
Trying to put the story together.
yeah, and then,
beginning
and
to
then
end,
also it became a lot easier for people to get the information. So if there's one particular site that aggregates all the posts and has all the data in one space, it makes it easier to disseminate that information. So there was a bunch of those. One was QMap that was the most popular and famous aggregator. Pretty much QMap got shut down because of some British fact-checking organization was like,
That's another thing. I remember there was so much this fact check, or what do they call it? Like not fake news or fact checking, or I guess it was fact checking on like Facebook and shit.
Yeah.
So anytime you posted anything like that,
oh
about
yeah,
QAnon, I remember it was
dude, they get nuked,
yeah,
instantly nuked.
So they needed a site to put everything
True.
that was not Facebook
Yeah.
or Twitter.
All these online communities start popping up, and then so there was a lot of on Facebook. So Facebook did their own internal investigation, and they found that the Facebook network had thousands of QAnon themed groups on their thing. So people like millions of members, millions of followers. So it became really huge.
What's the appeal?
I think it's just
It was-
I think it's really just like an anti-establishment type thing. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
And maybe we'll get into this later, but you know what I mean? I don't know if at the end we can talk about it.
I think it's really easy, and especially like me. I'll take me as a personal example. It's like you know me. I don't trust the government. Just because I feel like there's too much corruption already in play, and it's too easy. And then the same system is supposed to be getting better, but it keeps getting progressively worse. And
So you're always looking for something to back you and make you right.
Well, in the words of the great George Bush, like, fool me can't get fooled again. Like, you know, it's like you keep getting the same
Love that
rhetoric.
one.
Oh, we're changing, and then nothing happens, and you're like, why do I keep trusting something that never changes?
Right.
So that's why I personally am like, I think they're all full of shit. All politicians, each
so it
side,
kinda like
Democrat,
confirms,
Republican,
like, what you're already
Independent.
thinking.
Fuck you, like,
right? Like you're already thinking like they have all this shady shit going on, and then Q drops something, and you're like, I knew it.
I think people want to believe they're looking for something to believe in, and that whatever aligns closest with what they already think, they're going to believe.
Yeah.
So like if you're already on that fringe and you're like, sketch shit
some
going
of
on,
this, the Q drops were helping Trump and helping his whole
so if you're already on board,
message and campaign, so you're like, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, you're like, Q's the truth,
MAGA.
no, right? Yeah. So I think that's how it really kind of took hold.
Yeah.
And then it gets into Reuters, big company.
Yeah.
So
the media company.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, big media company. So Reuters did this whole evaluation or audit, what you want to call it. And so according to them, Russian-backed social media accounts were promoting QAnon, as early as November or December of 2017.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you remember this whole thing going down. It's like, then it became, the only reason Trump's trending is now he's got Russia and China. They're like pumping him up, and then like they're using these accounts. But my only, I'm not saying that data didn't happen. I'm just saying my only thing is, you think they would have used a fucking VPN? Because they're saying these accounts are coming directly from China. Well, if you just VPN into Missouri, why don't you just, why wouldn't they just do that?
Yeah, but
you
don't think Meta has the tech to track that back?
Because here's the thing: if I can get a VPN on my app, I feel like a hacker, but I'm not.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like dude, it's the most basic.
You can't get.
I'm getting scammed for that.
Sophisticated fucking AIs and that will track all that back.
No, but if you're saying that, you mean to tell me that the country that makes every smart device on Earth can't fucking trick Reuters?
Okay, well I was thinking about Russia.
I was thinking China. I'm thinking fucking China, bro. Yeah. I mean, like, come on.
Yeah, that's why they started TikTok.
We're
I know, I got him.
I got him.
Fucking suckers.
We're the most basic. We see what I don't want to say they, because that's a general term, but I mean, you can download on the App Store a VPN to hide yourself.
Right. Come on now.
It's not that good. Meaning, if you really,
that's what I think.
If you were in the specialized sense,
I'm just saying that like if you were a superpower, you were a superpower country, you don't think that they could fool Facebook? You really think that they couldn't fool Facebook being, oh, this is coming?
Well,
I agree.
Come on.
I agree with Sean.
They did for a while.
No, I agree with Sean.
Until they uncovered it.
No, they didn't fool them. Facebook didn't care.
That's right. Okay, that's true.
Facebook just didn't give a fuck.
Okay. That's possible too.
Yeah.
That's possible too. Yeah. That was the only thing about me. If they were really trying to do this and like they were really trying to make a play, you think they would have put a little more budget behind it.
Hey, when was that? Remember when Zuckerberg went, in front of when was that?
Oh my God! Yeah, when he went in front of Congress.
That must have been 2019.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, I think that must be
probably around that time.
Yeah, that's part of that. Yeah.
And so then,
it was because then the election was 2016, and everything happened right around that time.
Yeah, and so Reuters is saying that there's like Russian government-funded state media such as RT and Sputnik that were amplifying these conspiracy theories in 2019, citing QAnon as evidence that there was internal division in the U.S.
Yep.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah,
like, ooh, fucking look at this pieces of shit. They hate each other. You know?
I love how they just call it like Project Sputnik. Fuck it. We're gonna call this Project Stalin.
I know, right?
No big deal. You have no idea what it is.
Hammer and sickle media.
It's insane.
There was a 2021 report, pretty much is from this like research group that's focused on national security. They're called Sufin Center, and they found that 1/5 of the 166,000 QAnon posts in the United States between 2020 and 2021 originated from foreign countries, primarily Russia and China, and that China was the primary foreign actor touting QAnon narratives online. So, I mean, I think it's okay. Yeah,
terrifying. It's terrifying.
It's interesting data, but I would love to see the data that they're using.
Yeah,
because it's one independent research center, just one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, like, I don't know what data I would just love to know that personally.
Yeah. hard to find. It's hard to find solid, reliable data.
Yeah, it's also because it's just one. If there was 7 of them that held that same thing, I'd be facts.
Right.
Yeah, but it's like one that I've never heard of, Sufensen or whatever. Fuck.
Doesn't sound German.
They're not from China. Yeah. There was another guy who's a researcher of QAnon, and so in 2020 he noted that QAnon dedicated Facebook pages existed in 71 countries worldwide. Wow. So it was like a fucking global thing. Like it was happening. And then a guy named Joel Finkelstein told the Washington Post that German and Japanese QAnon movements were strong and growing. And then there was like just shit was everywhere. There was 3 main QAnon groups in Japan, and then
Crazy.
Several members were arrested in 2022 because they
why
broke
so
into a
much
health.
like worldwide? They're just trying to
I think
break
what-
up the
I think what
U.S.
Sean
Like
said-
everybody
think
just like jumped on the
I think what Sean said is right.
what?
It's the against the establishment.
Yeah, so I think
and in each country
each country has their own shit,
situation.
yeah, their own
But,
problems.
yeah, but you mean
But America
the
leads
QAnon
the
was
way.
about or the pages worldwide or whatever is QAnon about the U.S. No,
No, true, but
or you mean
but-
about their own?
but
No,
still
but
they're-
QAnon was a world, the
Yeah.
theory of worldwide cabal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so they're thinking like, oh yeah, our government's fucking, that's fucking.
Yeah,
It just
yeah,
happened
yeah.
to originate in
True.
in the U.S.
Correct.
And then-
So then, so between March and June 2020, which is during the 2020 sickness,
Whoa. Yeah, right in the mix.
QAnon activity nearly tripled on Facebook and doubled on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah.
By this time, it's worldwide at this
Yeah.
point. Fucking whole world's on this
Although
shit.
to be fair, everything tripled.
Good point, because there
On
was
the
nothing else to do. There was nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Like all you had to do all day was like, like, interesting stats. 1 in 4 Britons believe in QAnon related theories, but only 6% support it.
Shout out to our Brits.
I know, dude. Brits, hey, what's up?
Hey,
One
we've been
blood.
We come up
We're getting a
huge
lot of
in
you
Britain.
guys.
UK
listening
all
in
day. I might be there in October potentially. So I love-
for podcasting.
I might do it.
You're doing
A special
You
UK
got your
special.
fans over there?
Do a little meet and greet.
Sean tour.
Yeah, meet me at the pub.
No, we're at 10% UK now.
They got UK love. One love UK.
I know.
10%.
Yeah, one of the most popular QAnon Twitter accounts in the world was a British influencer named Martin Gatiss. So yeah. And then now I went to Canada, so a lot of Canadians were promoting QAnon. They're into it.
Yeah.
And then in 2020, a gunman and QAnon follower drove his vehicle into Rideau Hall, which was like the temporary residence of Trudeau during the 2020 madness. And then he was there to arrest Trudeau for 2020 sickness restrictions and firearm regulations.
Can you imagine that?
They probably just fucking beat the shit out of that guy on site.
No,
dude.
no,
Like,
I know. Can you imagine I show
citizens
up?
arrest!
No, I show up at the White House. Citizens arrest Biden. Come out now.
They shoot fucking
Yes.
Eric's kneecaps off like instantly.
Dead
like,
immediately.
I know.
Oh yeah.
There'd be like a German Shepherd biting your throat out.
Wait, why? So why can we get citizens arrested, but
But not the president, not the White House.
I think this is.
What do you think? What do you think?
I don't know, Eric. You tell me.
actually, hold on. Before we go further, is citizens arrest thing a real thing?
I really don't believe it's. I think you can. I think it's like
I
a
don't
citizen.
really know.
You can probably like citizen detain someone who you catch in the act of
Yeah,
committing a
but
crime.
if you're
Yeah, but is it legit? Like what?
Probably
like,
not.
What
I don't
happens?
think so. Right.
That's probably some Wild West shit.
so
Yeah.
you're robbing something,
right.
right?
If I
Robbing a
stop,
gas
if I can
station,
stop you, yeah,
and I just clothesline you, and I'm like citizens arrest, bam, cops will be like, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
for
that
sure.
case.
100%.
But what
Yeah.
if you're? What if I fight back and you're like, oh shit, I
And
gotta
I
shoot
kill
this
you.
guy,
Yeah, and I kill you because I would.
or just maybe you get in a fight. I don't know. Like maybe we don't have to go to shooting the guy, but
well, no, I would kill you both.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Totes.
based on size and
Come on.
performance. Yeah.
Size and performance. You're about dead.
with your non-carry weapon.
I know, right? With Eric's his shoes with a fucking paintball gun. Hurt. Not even died.
I just dodge, duck, dive. The 3 pillars of dodgeball.
Dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge.
Dodge. Yeah.
So I don't know if you remember like the big convoy protests. So the truckers in Canada.
Yeah, I
Oh,
do
yeah, yeah,
remember
like a
that.
huge
Yeah, that was kind of cool actually.
So they said that
What year was that?
in 2022.
2020. Oh, 2022.
Yeah.
2022.
Yeah.
So those protests in Canada that supposedly were a result of coordination between QAnon,
I do remember.
conspiracy theorists, as well as anti-vaccine and anti-government organizations. So they said that that's what did that.
I do remember.
Yeah, I
that
don't know
scene.
how much I would give credit to QAnon on that one.
I know. I
You
was
know,
like, the truckers I think the truckers was like, fuck off.
Yeah,
Like,
people were just fucking also like fed up in Canada. Back then, I think they were still like full lockdown.
dude, Canada
yeah.
was the roof.
Are they still?
I think the only
Right now?
I think the only thing
Shit.
they might.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they're like, hey,
It's 2023.
Dude, I think
this
Are
this
they
happened
still-
in 2022.
Oh yeah, that's true.
like they just like
Are they still in lockdown right now?
I don't know, bro. They might be.
Probably, man.
So Canada,
Serious.
in essence, besides Australia, Canada was
That's
like
true.
easily top, like one of the worst.
Top
like,
two?
Oh, dude, they were one of the top two. Canada was terrible.
Yeah, nobody was allowed to travel. I think like
You can't do anything. You can't.
well,
yeah,
unless you were.
it's not even that. No,
vaccinated.
no. So one, my, no,
I don't even want to say it.
I know.
no. So my cousin,
It's like a dirty word.
my cousin he's married to a Canadian citizen, so when he was going
I
to
think,
Canada
yeah, you were
to
telling
see
me.
her, dude, he had to stay in a quarantine hotel for 2 weeks
Yeah, I
at
remember
his
you telling
own
me about that.
expense.
Yeah.
At his own expense.
Wow.
It wasn't like it was paid. Like, dude, it was madness.
I really love Quebec.
It's beautiful.
Quebec.
It's
I
super-
do.
super
That's
cool.
the only place I've been in Canada, and it was.
There was an Australian researcher who was tracking far-right activity online, and he noticed mentions of QAnon in Australia's local communities, actually as early as 2018. And then during the 2020 lockdown, when measures were imposed on Melbourne, a group of QAnon folks and from Queensland, they traveled to protest. They were promoting QAnon, and they were pretty much, it's like, fuck this shit. And so supposedly Australia was the fourth largest producer of QAnon content after the United States, United Kingdom, and Canada.
Really?
Yeah, so those are like the four.
That's
biggest
usually
ones.
how it goes, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all of our statistics for everything that I've ever seen.
They're always number 4.
No, it's U.S., Canada, UK, Australia,
Yeah.
and then nobody knows about China and Russia.
I know, right? They're just like behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's literally the statistics of the Earth. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then
So, makes sense.
the movement starts spreading to South American countries after that, and
Yeah.
so that's kind of the spread. I wanted to make sure like we kind of saw how things started to evolve
Yeah.
into the worldwide phenomenon that it was. It's kind of
Yeah.
it's obviously majorly died down.
Yeah.
But I wanted to kind of go back to, because obviously it was a podcast on conspiracies, so I wanted to go back to kind of end with really the main quote unquote beliefs or like theories in essence, and then we can kind of make our delineation on what we think is real.
Oh, deliberation, summation.
That's a delineation
Yes.
to delineate one's thoughts. QAnon's core beliefs, as we discussed, are that the world is being controlled by a secret cabal of satanic worshipping child molesters. Trump is secretly battling them, and then Q is just pretty much giving you the date on this battle
We
online.
didn't really go into the
the-
child trafficking part.
So I'm gonna
PizzaGate?
get into just a little bit more. So now this cabal is thought to cover up its existence by controlling politicians, mainstream media, people in Hollywood, and so pretty much Q says everything's imminent, but the only way to stop it is to support Q and be a patriot. That's what I say, and prevent fucking the storm. They're always
So is
right.
this by money or by just
Just by maybe being aware of it.
like what's the
Yeah.
call to action?
Q Patreon.
yeah, right. Like, is it buy a T-shirt or
I
is it
think it's
donate more?
I think
What-
it's just. I think it's just probably just awareness. Just being aware of something that is true makes it. So
See, okay.
it
be a
doesn't
patriot.
happen.
I guess they're saying be a patriot.
I guess so. Yeah. So QAnon followers believe that the cabals includes a lot of Democratic Party politicians. This is where like you say it's
This is where it starts to go like one way.
far right. Yeah, and they're, it's not. Oh, it's only the Dem.
I don't like that part.
I don't like it either. I
don't
don't
like that
think.
part.
At least we threw in both sides
Yeah.
in the Epstein
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
Well, see, for me, I think all politicians are shit.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't care what your affiliation is. You're like
Yeah.
fucking, libertarian, fucking Republican. You all suck.
But they're not all human traffickers.
No. So,
But they're saying that all.
there's no. They're saying include a lot of the people in the Democratic Party, such as Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, George Soros, Bill Gates, the Pope, the Dalai Lama, Anthony Fauci, Oprah Winfrey, Ellen DeGeneres. I mean, dude.
But-
wait, hold up.
You're
Pause.
putting the Pope and Ellen DeGeneres in the same sentence.
no, they're
not
say-
you.
they're saying-
Not you. We'll reiterate. This is not Sean.
These
Yeah.
are just main high-profile
I get you.
people that
Yeah,
they've
yeah, okay.
chosen. They're not like all on the same caliber of human.
Sounds more like the list of the most famous people on Earth.
No, but did you guys see the whole?
You can't put shit past the Pope.
Have you seen the whole thing on the Dalai Lama though?
No.
Did you see the video of
yeah,
the
I
Suck
did.
My Tongue?
I did. See
No.
that.
Oh my God, you never saw the Suck
I
My
did
Tongue?
that.
Dude, it's so
was-
fucking weird, dude.
That's very weird.
It's literally the dog on video, and he's like, there's this little boy, and he's like, oh,
That's
kiss
very
me. He's
weird.
like, kiss me, kiss me. And he literally
Gotta be out of context.
He literally.
I
What-
know.
In what context
I
is that
know.
okay? Suck my tongue. He tells a
for-
little boy to suck his tongue.
For our listeners, go to Google.
This
type
is-
in
yeah, this is not me. It's on YouTube.
Dalai Lama.
Suck my tongue.
Yeah. And if
It's
you
just
can
so-
find an explanation, I would love to know what the explanation
There is no explanation on earth
doesn't make sense.
that for anyone to suck my tongue.
Why?
I would not even tell my wife
Is
to
he
suck
just
my
so
tongue.
disconnected from
Like reality? Like,
logic and reality that
He like apologized, but I'm like, what do you even say in the apology? I meant suck my thumb.
He shows like his tongue, and he's
Literally,
I
he's
thought it was like
he's
I was gonna
talking
say
to him, and he's like, kiss me, kiss me, and kiss
No,
him.
I was
He's
gonna say
"Oh,
like
suck
it
my
was maybe
tongue."
like some AI, like
No, bro.
like
deep
deepfake?
fake.
Oh, no, that was-
But like you
I
clearly
believe
see
that.
him like
I
sticking
believe
his
that
tongue
more
out at
than-
him.
yeah.
Dude, it was the Dalai Lama came out and apologized, so you know it was him.
Yeah.
Like,
True.
You don't make an apology for something you didn't
maybe
do.
it was a language barrier.
No,
The kid, the kid was all.
fucking error.
No, what it means in my religion, it means it's.
you get blessed in my religion
I
if
know.
you do this.
If you suck my tongue, it's
Yeah.
trust me. Like,
This eternal blessing.
I know, right? Exactly. It's like laying hands on you, but it's laying my tongue in your mouth. It's like,
God damn.
but dude, it's so fucking weird. I used to think the Dalai Lama was like the shit.
Yeah.
Like Dalai Lama's a great guy,
He is. He's just one little
bro. If
One
you,
slip.
one slip.
Eric, if you ever
slip
slip
up.
and tell my daughter to suck your tongue, I'm gonna shoot you in the fucking
Was
face.
it a girl or a boy?
It's a boy.
His boy.
Oh, it's a boy.
A little boy.
Well, you can't. It's not. It's not an example that you can use.
Anyways.
I don't know what to say.
So also, on this list of, I said Fauci, Winfrey, DeGeneres, Lady Gaga, Chrissy Teigen,
What?
Tom Hanks.
No, damn you.
Sounds
Damn
like the
you.
same list of Epstein's Island.
I don't know, it's a little similar.
Very similar.
So we'll move
Ain't
on.
that right, Eric?
And Kevin Spacey's not on the list.
Because
All of these guys are on the list. Kevin Spacey's not.
so one key tenet in QAnon's narrative leading up to the 2020 election was the recurring prediction that Trump would be reelected in a landslide and spend his second term bringing about the storm by undoing the deep state,
that didn't
disbanding the
work out.
cabal, arresting its leaders. And then
Maybe they just meant 2024.
Well, then after Trump lost, like Q stopped posting, and then
This is one guy.
the followers.
This is one
Well,
guy.
it started off as one.
Yeah, but when he says Q, stop posting. Like it's
Yeah,
just
we mean
the
like
one guy
that,
stopped
like the one
posting.
main.
No, the main one, wherever the one the Q drops are coming from.
Q, FBI, CIA, JFK.
Anon.
Yeah.
And then people started going through the previous posts trying to find clues or hints or stuff. I think probably the bigger, in my mind, the bigger scandal or whatever is this sex trafficking and satanic kind of
Okay.
ritual thing.
Here we go.
So QAnon pretty much merged with the whole PizzaGate kind of concept, pretty much like fusing the beliefs into one that children are being abducted and child trafficked, which is happening.
Right.
I just don't know if it's the people they say, but it's fucking happening
Right.
everywhere.
Yeah.
And pretty much this is all tied into the cabal. They believe that there are certain politicians and Hollywood elites that engage in adrenochrome harvesting, which really,
Define that for me.
weirdly
Yeah,
enough,
what is that?
adrenochrome is a real thing.
So define that for me.
So adrenochrome
What is
is
What?
adrenochrome is pretty much synthesized adrenaline,
Okay.
and so
Okay.
supposedly there is no. It's solely for research purposes, and there's no medical uses for it. But it is a real thing. Adrenochrome is an actual thing. I thought it was
Yeah,
fake.
Just like it.
I literally thought it was a fake thing 'cause I've heard it, but then I was like, oh shit, it's real. Like,
But that's the synthesized
no, so they're saying that
version
Well,
of what you're talking about.
so-
But then, yeah, go ahead.
No, they're saying that they're using adrenochrome, which is adrenaline extracted from children's blood, to produce psychoactive drug, a drug that also has some sort of effect on you as well as prevents aging. That's the theory. The theory is that adrenochrome is
messed
used
up
The
part-
to
holy
prevent.
grail of
Yeah.
the 21st century.
But the messed up part is that they get this by like sacrificing these
Yes,
children,
and
right?
in fear.
And
The
so
thing
they're
is
like in
the
fear
big
right
thing is,
before
like,
they're dying.
Fear. They have to fucking torture them, and they have to be all this fear to produce like high
That
levels
is-
of it or
that
some shit.
High levels of adrenaline.
This is the most fucked up thing I've ever heard.
I
Dude,
know,
it's,
man.
It's
It's
so
so
uncomfortable.
It's not even. This sounds horrible. What I'm about to say. It's not even sex trafficking.
It's
No.
worse.
It's way worse.
Torture and
terrifying
murder.
torturing a child
And murder.
to create a fear
Adrenaline.
pulse or
Yeah.
adrenaline,
So that they can
then
drink the blood.
murdering,
Then harvesting it.
then
So you can be like
can't-
young.
that's insane.
It's so fucked up.
That is the darkest thing.
I really, really hope that that's not true. So I'm not going to like subscribe to it because I just hope it doesn't exist.
Because you have some hope in man.
I know that
there
like
was
that we
some-
wouldn't go that far.
Yeah,
Like we're not the
yeah.
fucking Aztecs. Like come on. Like come on now. Like we can't please God not be doing this. Anything but this.
You know, I was watching. Sometimes when we do our research, I have to do the research, and it's basically like 10 documentaries, and then a book, and then a podcast, and then a whatever, and then we do it. But then sometimes I get so overrun on that topic. So, like for example, the next one we're doing is UFOs.
Yeah.
So after a while, I get so overrun on it that I have to go
Do something else.
Yeah. And so I was watching an Auschwitz thing. And the reason I'm telling this story is because at the end of it, I was like, I didn't think that man could do that.
Could do that.
Could do something of that
Like level.
magnitude
It's
to
so-
where there's even deniers of it.
Yeah, that's the thing that's weird. Like that
There's
people
Holocaust deniers.
believe that it didn't happen.
And they can't believe. Honestly, what I believe is they think that humans just couldn't do that to other
Right.
Yeah, they can't accept that. They
can't
can't
accept
accept
that.
that was done.
Yeah. So if history teaches us anything,
Anything's possible. I was kind of gonna say something similar. Man, people are like really good, right? People are good, but then there's also a lot of people that are.
There are people that are
evil.
bad people. And
And
they'll
then-
convince other people to get on board with their shit because they don't know better or whatever the
And
case
there's
may
no
be.
fucking limits, man.
but
So
there's
anything's
not-
possible.
I would hope there's no evidence for this.
I hope not, but that's what they believe. They do these weird rituals, and then there's the frazzle trip thing that I mentioned about Hillary and fucking Huma doing that weird shit. And then, like I said, they think that adrenochrome is some sort of elixir to remain young, and that's
Gotcha.
like
It's very holy grail story.
yeah, exactly. Do anything.
Yeah,
to
the fountain of life.
Yeah,
the
fountain
of youth.
Yeah, the fountain of death. And
Oh, God.
yeah.
And then in 2020, a group led by QAnon promoter Timothy Charles Holmseth, they called itself the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force. They were not affiliated with the Pentagon. They
Yeah.
just called themselves that. They were spreading claims about tens of thousands of children being held hostage and tortured in New York City. At that same time, there was QAnon followers that created a theory that accused the furniture company Wayfair of pretty much selling expensive furniture to launder money for child sex trafficking, which is really weird because you see the pictures and it's like a bookshelf that's $10,000 and it's called Stephanie.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Which I
weird
don't
shit.
think is weird. I always thought that was weird. I'm like, why does it gotta be a name? Why isn't it like fucking
Yeah.
IKEA where it's like umlaut or something?
So,
like,
so essentially, somebody would go on Wayfair, they would buy this shit, and then instead of getting the shelf, they
would
get this kid.
Exactly.
Which is
So that's
just
the
fucked
that's
up.
the theory because they did find multiple items that were literally a random thing that like cost them like $18 to make, and it's $27,000.
And it was also the name of a
Name a person like Kelly,
Yeah.
or fucking like I don't. It's so hard to I
It's
think
humorous in the sense that it's
so
unreal.
hard to believe.
That's what
Like
it
out
is. It's
there, for
unreal.
sure.
Yeah, it's unreal.
But is it impossible? No, it's not. I mean, the fact that they are selling something that doesn't cost $30,000 for $30,000 and people are buying it, it's a little odd.
yeah.
Super odd. It's like you don't make. I can see someone fucking up one decimal point, but multiple. Like,
Right?
come on.
Yeah.
So then there were other groups in the U.S. and U.K. and they were organizing protests against child sexual abuse and human trafficking. So that became a big proponent of obviously their belief system. There's other weird shit that they believe in. It gets real super fringe, and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read them, but I'm not saying these are real.
Okay.
Please God, don't
It's
like
not
shit
your
on
opinion.
don't shit on me for this.
It's Sean's opinion.
So they believe, they would incorporate various things like other like conspiracies into their kind of belief system, Kennedy assassination, 9/11, UFOs. So in 2018, a woman named Liz Crokin said that John F. Kennedy Jr. faked his death and that he is Q.
Okay.
Other
I
followers
remember that one, yep.
adopted variations of the Kennedy conspiracy theory, saying that pretty much Kennedy Jr. was in disguise and he'd be Trump's 2020 running mate.
Wow, Kennedy Jr.'s on a couple, huh?
Yeah, and they also said that,
He died in the early 2000s, right? In a plane crash.
Yeah, plane crash.
New England.
A whole nother conspiracy in itself.
Yeah, in New England. Yeah.
And then, people believe that in 2021, like in Dealey Plaza in Dallas, that, Kennedy Jr. or both of them, or both the Kennedys would arrive, and they were, we're alive the whole time, which is insane. I just don't understand why would they do that? Even if they were alive, what would they do?
Kennedy would be
So
400
you're
years
saying
old.
that
90.
they were
Yeah.
they were
90.
Q and they were going to show up?
No, they're saying that they would show up pretty much and be like, hey, we're here, and then they
just
would
magically.
and they would
But claim to be Q?
no,
Yeah, like
no,
they were
no.
alive the whole time. Ta-da!
Oh, never mind.
And
Okay, I got it.
then they would support Trump. They would
Yeah.
back Trump and be like, see,
Yeah.
and then that Trump would make Kennedy Jr. the president. And it's just like, I know, it's like it's
Come on
so
now.
fucking stupid. And then in 2018, Q said that vaccines, not all of them, but some vaccines were part of a big pharma conspiracy theory. And then, that the 2020 sickness kind of was part of this. They also suggested that hydrochloroquine, remember when Trump was saying that hydrochloroquine thing was a cure for it, and they accused Democrats of forcing infected patients into nursing homes, deliberately causing more 2020 sickness deaths. They also believe that the 2020 sickness is fake and that the deep state created it. They also believe in some other, I'm telling you, it's like really fringe
That
shit.
it was fake?
That was fake.
Seriously? What the fuck?
Dude.
Yeah, all right, keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just told you I'm reading. I'm just,
We're both getting mad at Sean.
I'm like, bro, you are our social media. God damn it.
I know it's true.
So
Idiot.
So other supporters pretty much became invested in this other theory, which is this economic conspiracy theory. So that's referencing the National Economic Security and Recovery Act. So that was a set of U.S. economic reforms that was proposed in the 90s where it would pretty much abolish compound interest on loans. It would replace income tax with a national sales tax and return the U.S. currency to the gold standard. So these things were proposed, but they were never actually introduced before Congress, so they never actually enacted. But conspiracy theorists think that they were secretly passed by Congress and that it would come into play.
Okay.
And then some people believe that there's a reptilian conspiracy.
Wait, say it one more time.
A reptilian.
Reptilian. We just jumped into the
Yep. And that
reptiles.
and that the satanic cabal is in power, and the people who run it are shape-shifting reptilian humanoids.
And Zuckerberg's one of them.
He does look like a motherfucker. He does look like a gecko or some shit
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Like, you know? So that's that. That's the.
That's QAnon. That's PizzaGate. I guess. What do you think? Should we take up QAnon or should we take up PizzaGate or?
I think.
What do you think?
I think pretty much. I think we should just do our stance on everything as a whole, because obviously it's not like I blanketly believe all of it, because I don't.
Yeah.
But there's some things that I do think are more believable than not. Like I wouldn't say I'm 100% on really anything, except for the fact that I do personally believe that there is a high level elite pedophile ring happening. Mm-hmm. I truly believe that. I truly believe that.
But not necessarily the sacrificing part and the
Yeah, I don't know about the whole sacrificing thing.
and drinking their blood.
Yeah,
thing.
that to me that seems like a bit of a stretch, but I definitely believe there's a pedophile ring for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
No, but I do think that there is also an element of especially in Hollywood and the music industry. There's definitely a weird satanic element. And anyone who says there's not, have you seen any music video in the last 5 years?
That's true.
I mean, they're all demons. Jesus Christ. Everything.
They're all demons?
No,
Yeah.
I haven't seen a music video in 5 years.
Oh my God, Eric, just
Crazy.
look. Every single one, and there's so many. The Weeknd.
Yeah.
The Weeknd has a trilogy of music videos on 3 different songs. They're literally about him selling his soul to the devil. There's 3 of them. And they're like, and then Dua Lipa does one, and she's like a fucking demon. And then Sam
love
Smith,
Dua Lipa.
what was his name? Sam. Now he's all fat, and like he goes on thing, and he's like a devil, and like he's wearing. He did a performance, and he's like the devil. And like, why does everyone have to be the devil? Why is it so cool right now? I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Like why?
Yeah.
Like why is that like
Hollywood.
so hot right now?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't know.
So I do believe there's a weird like
Thing.
I don't
element there.
think it's like sacrificing kids, but they could definitely be worshiping the devil.
Okay,
like, for sure.
What about PizzaGate?
Like I said, I think there's a pedophile ring. And I
there's
think
some truth there?
I think there
Yeah,
is
but
some.
do you
I
think-
think there is some truth there.
You think
So a lot of it might be absurd, but at the same time, you're saying there's some element.
I think
of
there's
truth.
some
like maybe what kind of idiot would meet at a pizza place?
That's the to me that's the biggest thing. Why go to you're rich.
Yeah.
Like why
Yeah.
meet me at the pizza place?
Go to a hangar
I
with
know.
a jet.
I know. Like what the fuck? Go to a
You don't
secret
need
Black
you don't
Ops
need
location.
It's in DC,
Like, yeah,
the
DC.
pizza place.
So that's why I think
It's like on a busy street. You don't need to do
I
that.
think it happening. Anything
But
happening.
there's
that-
also like this thing of hiding in plain sight.
No,
and using the code.
But it's one thing to be stupid, and it's another thing to be hiding in plain sight.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just-
You can also
Yeah.
hide in plain sight when you're like at a
Yeah.
Black Ops location that's in DC.
That's not
And
plain sight.
No, it looks like a building.
Black
It just-
Ops location.
it-
I know.
It just looks like
No,
no,
like-
it looks like a
like-
building.
yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a building.
True,
It's a
true,
fucking
true.
big deal. It's a building.
Yeah.
Let's do it in the White House. It's in plain sight. I mean,
On, like,
okay,
Pennsylvania Ave. Let's go.
Okay. Yeah.
No, so I do believe that there is some truth to it. I just don't think it was happening at
Okay.
Ping Pong Cosmic Pizza.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Like, come on.
Okay.
I don't know. That one I do believe. I do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
I do think that. But I do
Big fan
remember
members
reading
only.
them, and I was like, this is like very, very
Strange.
sketchy.
There's so
Nothing
many.
makes sense.
The thing is, there's so many and they're so weird.
And then it's like, if it was any other email, right? But it was it was Hillary's and whatever that guy's John Podesta. You know what I mean? It's not some random Hollywood guy or whatever.
You know, they could have also been talking code about something else.
True. But also, it's, what people that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars eat pizza that much? Let's be fucking honest.
No, but I mean,
right.
it doesn't have to equate to pedophilia.
It does because they
Because I said
You know
so.
what I
I said so. No,
No,
fuck
I'm
up,
just
man.
saying, right? Like it could have been,
it could. Yeah, you're right.
yeah,
You're
it
right.
could have been Coke. You know what I mean?
Cocaine.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying. It doesn't sound like there's evidence that it's pedophilia.
I think there is more to it because there is like I was watching this weird documentary and
More
and,
to the
and it's-
code, or?
No, it has something to do with like pizza being used and it actually is a term that has been used.
Been used in proved cases.
Exactly, and there's also you'll see that there's weird symbolism.
Even like I
That
think it
they'll
was
have
like a triangle.
They'll have, yeah, it's a triangle. It's a
Yeah.
weird like triangle thing, and you'll see this exact symbol used in like all these things, and it's literally on the FBI's website. Of this is the symbol, one of the symbols for pedophilia, and they're like, oh, it's on my fucking shirt on a pin, and it's a little weird. Why would you? Why would you
It's
do
a
that?
little weird.
Like
It's a little weird.
literally, the FBI,
Yeah, like-
the FBI is saying that the symbol's related to it.
It is a little weird. It's hard to. It's hard to pinpoint.
Yeah,
It's hard to pinpoint.
it is.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I think there is, and I do think for the most part, I never really believed QAnon. Like with all their when even was big, and they're like, oh, it's coming the arrest. I was like, no, that's not happening.
Yeah, you know,
there's
Actually, it was
0%
not even
chance.
on my radar until you said that when it exploded in whatever February, March 2020. That's really when I first started hearing about it, and because it exploded. But and then when I started learning about it, I'm like, it's bullshit. Like
It's fucking
like just some guy trying to get attention, and then it just takes off
I
because
can
you
believe you on
relate it
that.
to this polarizing figure. Trump was so polarizing.
Yeah.
That it grabs so much attention, and then it's like an excuse
Yeah,
to
and make money.
Yeah. So
Somehow.
I personally, I think that QAnon was using Trump as a tool just to get big.
Okay.
I think that they were like perfect. This is
Exactly.
so
Okay.
easy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like
it's
and
so
then
easy.
and then what happens is
But how do they make money?
Then people merch, bro.
Merch.
Oh fuck yeah! You see merch that shit? They
Yeah.
were selling hella of that
That's
shit.
true. That's true.
And then people were like, "Well, Trump's a part of QAnon," and he was like, "Dude," and he's sweet. Thanks for showing
But
up
it
to the
could also
rallies,
be
bro.
Just grabbing his whole attention and all this that came about with Trump to further help him because they were on the right side.
Yeah,
And
I think
then-
they definitely supported him, and I think they wanted to almost create
This-
like a worship.
Yeah.
like he's
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
like the Messiah, you know.
But I
It's
don't
like-
think it was this some guy that had this Q clearance. Like,
No
nah,
way.
Come on now.
I know.
0%. I think it's total bullshit.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, CIA Director John.
Anon.
Yeah.
CIA insider, CIA
So dumb.
high ranking intern.
All right, this is where I'm at. PizzaGate. I'm not sure. I'm not convinced it's pedophilia. I could see it being nefarious code.
For what
Yeah.
though?
I don't know. I don't
Okay,
know the
you can't
answer.
give us. What
No, do you mean?
what would be your best
I don't
guess?
know what it is. I
What
don't
would be
know
your
what it
best
is.
guess?
Send us some emails or some information about PizzaGate because there was a lot of people that did vote on this, and there's it's a lot of there's a lot going on out there.
Yeah.
So
And
send us,
I would
send
say
us some shit.
if I had to guess, I would say drugs.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why would you send an email about that though?
But it's in code.
Well, the same way.
Same thing about
why
thing
would
with pedophilia.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Now that you say it out loud. I can't.
So that's what I think on that one. On QAnon, I think it's pretty lame. But I do believe that there is a if there was a conspiracy, it would be media manipulation.
I am fully on board with that.
Less so merchandising and more like a external country trying to ride a wagon and then be able to manipulate what happens.
Yeah.
I think it was. I personally think, now that you say that, my original thought was, I think it was a battle of who can manipulate more.
Yeah.
I think internally in the U.S. trying to manipulate, as well as outside trying to manipulate. And I think they were having a clash of who can fucking set the narrative better.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't believe that there's classified people would go and make predictions that ended up being wrong.
And especially like on 4chan.
Yeah, being anonymous about it too. It just seems silly.
I know. It seems like super stupid.
But I do think both things have nefarious things going on.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Right?
We just don't know.
We just don't know. And, I wouldn't be surprised if a pineapple pizza was cocaine and then you know what I mean?
Pepperoni
was fentanyl. And this was that. And this.
That's a good point.
Coke and, this and that and that. Yeah.
That's a good point.
And what about the sacrificing children part, drinking their blood?
I really hope not.
I really hope not.
Yeah.
Too.
I really hope not.
I mean, like I said, anything is possible. Like,
yeah, I don't have evidence that says against
anything
or,
is possible.
Or for.
I just really hope.
hope
that's not happening.
I really hope.
I mean, I really hope that I don't want to downplay the child sex trafficking, because I think that's the worst thing in the universe.
Yeah.
But torturing and murdering kids is like just a step above.
Yeah.
Like holy shit, on the level of
evil.
It's
at the top.
so hard to even say it out loud, because it makes me sick to my stomach. Because I have a young daughter, and it's like, dude, I can't even.
It would be the darkness of all.
Dude, we were walking in the park today, and there was just two kids sitting on a bench, and I was like, I wouldn't even walk near them. I don't know why. And they were like 9. They were like,
take a break from the podcast.
They were like 14 years old, and I was like, nope, fuck that. I don't know you. like I swear to God, we walked away from that. Like, I wasn't even playing.
All right, well, there you go, guys. That is QAnon, PizzaGate, and
The madness.
we touched on, the secret societies of pedophilia,
Yeah, it just high level elites.
Yeah,
kind
exactly.
of. Let us know what you think, and like I said, please don't shoot the messenger. Just help the messenger get more information.
That's right.
We can all be friendly about this, my friends.
All right, guys. See you next week.
Nighty night.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the show. If you want to reach out to us, please email us at info@theconspiracypodcast.com. You can check us out on Instagram at @conspiracypodcast. Also, don't forget to subscribe. You can catch a new podcast almost every week. Just hit the little subscribe button at the top. It's a plus sign. We love show ideas, corrections, hate mail. Thanks a bunch.